What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Brent Builds Online. Tonight, let me fix the lighting here just a little bit, and that's probably better. Okay, tonight I am looking at some um, automation software called n8n, and I've seen a lot of videos explaining how good it is and stuff, and I used a somewhat milder version of this type of workflow automation software that I was a really big fan of, and it was called Automa. Now, Automa has kind of stagnated a little bit, unfortunately. It's still a really great product for automating workflows and tasks in the browser. However, n8n I have seen so far is similar in a lot of ways, but a lot more advanced. But tonight I did run into a little hurdle, and I'm reluctant to really talk too much about it because I don't want all my videos to be negative and critical all the time of things, but I do also want to portray some of the pitfalls and some of the obstacles, the barriers to entry, so to speak, of some of these softwares. So, without any further ado, we will get into what I am currently challenged with on NAN. I think that is n8n, sorry. I think that's a better way of putting it. So, first of all, I'd like to create a trigger, which is what it sounds like. It's exactly what it sounds like. I'm trying to create a trigger for if I add a file to a Google Drive folder, I want to trigger a workflow. So I am learning how to do that, and I have figured out that in order to do that, I've got to add the first step, which it automatically assumes, and rightfully so, is going to be a trigger. Now, I would like to trigger something on app event, right? So this is going to be Google Sheets. Oh no, Google Drive, sorry. On changes involving a specific folder, right? So if I add a file to this folder, I want it to do something. I don't know what yet. Now, this part right here is where I run into trouble because I'm telling you, I have had a bad experience with Google Cloud Console. I hate that thing. It's so cluttered. I'm not even going to get into it right now why I hate it, but I've got so many reasons. I explained most of them in one of my earliest videos, which I'm going to link here. But what time are we at? So I know. Okay, 3 minutes. I will link that here, all my complaints about it and my trouble with it, but I'm so apprehensive. I'm so reluctant to use this thing. I wish there was a way, and unfortunately there's not, that I could just connect it, grant it the permissions to connect to my Google Drive and use it that way. Unfortunately, what you have to do if you're going to go the recommended route of OAuth 2 is to generate an API key. Now there is a helpful video here of how to do it very quickly, which I don't know. I mean, I might try it, but I've just had such a nasty experience before with Google Cloud Console, and the billing, especially. The billing was all jacked up, and trying to get support and get the billing corrected was a nightmare. I am not looking forward to going through that again and potentially having to pay for another API. I mean, I'm paying for so many services right now. It is freaking ridiculous. So we'll see what happens. But on a more positive note, I did just want to kind of give a little bit of encouragement. So I know this is not started off that way, not started off very encouraging, but one of my biggest beliefs about starting any new endeavor is that as soon as you declare in your mind, as soon as you set that you're going to pursue it and do it, the universe is going to test you and throw static your way, throw resistance at you to see how bad you really want to do that. So I could give up here And a lot of people, this is kind of where they do give up, is the very first sign of trouble. I mean, I do that plenty. I'm not judging anybody. I do that plenty with other aspects of my life, but I'm going to push myself beyond that this time, and I'm going to keep messing around with this thing. And when I have, learned a little bit more about it, then I'm going to come back and do another full video on it. It seems like it has a lot of potential. It seems very cool. What I'm going to do instead is not try to do my own thing right from the get-go. I think I'm going to look up a few templates or tutorials and try to follow along with those tutorials. So maybe you can learn that way. Maybe I'll just have to bite the bullet and do the Google Cloud Console. I really hope not. But that's going to be it for this video until I have a little bit more experience under my belt as far as this n8n thing goes. And then we'll come back and do another video explainer of more tutorials and stuff how to do it, because I can foresee this being very, very helpful. But I've got to learn it first, and maybe if there's time, I will compare and contrast this with make.com, which is another similar platform, or I forget the name of the other one. There's another one out there that's really popular. There's a whole bunch, but there's a few that are just really popular industry leaders. So that's it. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hopefully you got a little bit of positivity out of this, and we'll see you on the next video.